Any range support like the Lulu you mentioned.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Actually kind of works here too.
And we just mentioned Pyosik as well. Kind of interesting that the Kindred would then be immediately
Extra
hovered.
80 damage feels really good.
Willa, where are we going? What are we doing? Hover and some Olaf for the moment. Let's see whether they do lock that one away, as it looks like that's the decision that is made. And Olaf jungle. It's been quite some time. I think the last time that we was speaking about Olaf jungle was the Redemption Olaf jungle that Kanavi made popular. As Poppy a consideration as well, as Andal will be picking that one up. It is a kind of a free time to collect a Poppy. The Alistair especially, but the Cassante as well, and depending on what Showmaker plays, something there as well.
Here's where we get the answer to that question. If it's something that's like a Victor, I think I'm not too thrilled about it, to be honest. It's very difficult to play this into the composition here of DRX because right now for D plus Kia, and it may even have to be on hit Varus here for Smash. Makes you wonder if in a negative game state, like in a world where DRX get a tempo lead, like you were talking about, if they get off to a good start here, how does D+ get back in controlling those side lane waves? Okay, Ando?
Yeah, gonna push Showmaker back here as Yukal doesn't like it whatsoever. I definitely agree with you on that front. Steadfast Presence is going to be very frustrating. Just a first example of that one, as Andal does show he has access to W. An option there as he is considering moving towards the
Rich
side.
Gotta stay away from that wall.
Yeah. Rich now moving over. There is the all out as Paranoia comes down, and with Dominus there, flash out of the way from Rich, he is going to be able to keep himself alive, but that is big buttons.
Lucid is pinging here. He needs help in the jungle.
Oh, Chains of Corruption go wide. Looking for Andal there as Willa will be able to move on over. There is artillery available for DK, but not too much more, but yep. Blackfire Torch is done here for Showmaker as well, as Rich and Shu fighting once again. There's the Dominus popped from this Renekton, cutting down. The Cassante gets under the turret, all out, but that just takes Rich out. That's first blood over to the Crocodile.
Take TP advantage and walk back, and Ando can hold the door.
Well, there's the teleport to come through. Smash buys some shoes. There's the Drake take, as DRX are looking for a little bit more. Chains of Corruption go wide once again. And it's a Cloud Soul Wolf.
At least force Rich to flash. As Lucid, where are you going?
Oh dear. He's going to have to spell shield something as Showmaker looking to move his way over, but there is a Realm Warp, and that should be a dead Nocturne. Down he will go, but there's a piercing arrow as the Olaf is going to be traded. Now, Korea moving in. There is going to be the Keeper's Verdict to get rid of Smash, but Showmaker is still so scary.
Jiu is Sivir, so he's like, I've got mid-prio.
Well, maybe he may not have his life is the problem, as Spell Shield's fantastic. Korea finds the Flash Bulb to take down the Sivir, and you blink and you miss it.
I guess so.
Just being removed. Andal has to flash. That's going to get him out of there, and the top laners are in the bottom lane. Thank you, Jonas Strong, for that one.
In game 1 and game 2, they had a huge lead.
Well, Showmaker is now going to have to flash out of the way. That is going to allow him to escape the prison of runes.
Yeah,
oh dear, we've seen this movie before. It's not great for Shiu, who goes all out pretty early on in this fight. Gets a big old shield. As Rich just happy for a trade of ultis. Chains of Corruption once again thrown out just for fun, as Andal likely to be dead, but does get to keep his verdict down. The Arcane Storm is going to be enough though, and down goes the Poppy. DK should be able to get themselves a Drake off the back of this, as Rich goes forward, has a lot of fury, and Cole the Meek is going to at least get that health bar back to parity with Shiu. Showmaker moving over, and DK, I mean, they're going to give up Cloud Soul point. Keeper's Verdict is going to not quite work out here, as the Realm Warp is very aggressive. It delivers the Poppy, and they get on top of Showmaker. He's blown up in an instant. And now DK, can they still win the fight? That's the question. As DRX, they just rebuild the Phalanx. And DK, I don't know whether you want to take this one, as the piercing arrows are flying in. Lucid wants to get that damage through. Shiu is a monster in this game as he goes all out, takes out the Poppy, but then has to flash to get himself out of the way. Now, Gio, I don't know about that one, buddy. That is too far, as now Smash can walk up to take down Rich, and DK delivered a team fight on a silver platter.
Tavares 2K ahead.
Yeah. And he's got Cyrilda's done as Career is going to interrupt the blast cone there as Rich moves his way over. Smash cannot actually enter the fight as finally he hits an ultimate at least as the paranoia, but the delivery onto Andil as he takes a buckler to the head and dies. Not exactly the largest. If they do get some access to these turrets, then there is going to be an opportunity as now Smash moving over. Another Chains of Corruption goes wide as Andil dealing with Showmaker and does take a very large piercing arrow to the head. If he just runs at them, he can really do some damage. As there's a Realm Warp, they're looking to try and single out Showmaker, but there's a Paranoia to make them all blind as Shiu is fighting Rich on the top end of the fight. Now Ando going down so incredibly low. Jiu flashes over the wall. Shiu might be taken out here as Yukal has joined the fight, but Ando's also going to go down, and now Lucid gets on top of Jiu, but Jiu just evaporates him. The amount of damage from this Arcane Storm, though, just ludicrous as DK still have carries to spare, and the Pulverize connects. No more Steadfast presence because Andil is down and DRX are going to get routed.
And won't be for a while if they keep getting dragons, obviously, so...
And they want to be denying the soul because otherwise they won't win team fights because Jiu is just going to sprint around way too fast after pressing his ultimate button as we've got a bit of an all-in here towards the bottom side. Rich's Sterix helping him out very nicely as the Realm Warp is going to make it unfair, but there is the Paranoia as well. Rich having to flash his way out as Yukal, he has decided he is fully committing to trying to kill this Cassante, and unfortunately, Showmaker will say no. Yeah, I think the Dragon going to be that little bit more important here for them as Andil, there's not a whole lot he can do into Lucid as Willer is going to move on over. The rest of DK, they can move the cavalry in though, and I don't think Andil is going to be feeling too good about it. Death Ray does go wide. As the Smite comes in, they want to try and get this as Realm Warp going to get Andil out of there.
Ults not working out.
Paranoia going to come on through here as Lucid able to mitigate so much with that spell shield. The piercing arrow goes wide and Andil is Poppy, and so he actually lasts way longer than he has any real right to as the gravity field goes down, and that is going to deny the follow-up.
Support Poppy, but your lethality bars doesn't
trying to
scare
back
me.
on a ward. There's a teleport in as well as in goes the Olaf. He does get exhausted, but he doesn't look that tired to me. As the all-out comes through, Shiu lasts a little bit longer than you'd expect, but with the Ragnarok running. Yeah, there's the Keeper's Verdict. Gets rid of Smash. Their heroic charge is not going to do too much to Lucid, as the Arcane Storm is doing a lot of work. Paranoia now down as well. I don't think he wants to go in. Lucid does decide to pull the trigger. I'm not sure about it, as the rest of DRX are just going to walk away. Let's see what DK can do, or what DRX can do to try and wrestle back some control. That's a great pulverize though from Korea, as the Steadfast presence was a little bit too late. The Unbreakable Will there for Korea, but he is going to get expelled from the fight. Does now mean that Keeper's Verdict is on cooldown.
Pretty strong turn with this Nocturne. I'm not sure why they're not just putting people on Dragon.
Oh, well, Realm Warp is going to deliver them into the backline. There's a flash out from Smash as Lucid just trying to get on top of the Siva. She gets feared, and now Shiu is looking to try and get in. The Guardian Angel is going to get popped as Jiu is out of the, somewhat threat range, as well as down very low as well. And oh no! Career is just left to be a stake. As now Showmaker gets flashed on by Rich. He needs to run quick. He does have the tools to do so, but unfortunately, it's not enough. As Smash is now the only damage that's left. Shiu trying to keep them interested, as Smash getting a little bit frightened as Rich, great sidestep and really good ward that was positioned there beforehand. There's the all-out, but Shiu just says good night to Andil with it. Finds the Q onto Rich there as well, and he's now looking for the extra damage, but Yukal puts him in prison and takes him down.
Of the pit from the outside before they go for this. This is a bit disastrous here for DRX. There's the Paranoia.
This ward as well. Yeah, the Paranoia goes down there looking to try and kill Rich, but Smash has to move into melee range, and he's going to get wiped out. Now Lucid in a lot of trouble. The headbutt to try and save the jungler, but it's just going to be Korea once again being turned into mincemeat, and DRX just keep winning. This, if they don't win this game, they're staring down the barrel of match point for DRX, as now Lucid looking to try and start this fight onto Yukal, but he is very scary right now. Level 18.
There's no follow-up.
Willa does get his CC removed, but doesn't actually have to use his Ragnarok to do so, as now Xiu is possibly going to get taken down. He gets exhausted. He lasts a while, but he is eventually taken out, and the inhibitor goes down as well. Man, the gold advantage that has been built here by DRX is massive. 6,000.
In from Rich, they're looking to end the game right now.
Keeper's verdict is not going to push them all that far, as the Pulverize does not anything at all. From Korea, there is no follow-up, and Rich dives forward. Showmaker still able to do a fair bit of damage here, but he gets taken out. The ricochets tear through DK, and DRX will move to match point.